I've never actually played D&D.
It's
I can always get larges when I go in there, no problem.
D&D is it really takes a lot of commitment, like a lot more than should be. So I always played a halfling bard, and I was useless, absolutely fucking useless. I didn't do a goddamn thing. But with that, welcome to Almost Normal. Wonderful. Talking about some D&D, talking about the Archangel. Michael.
Gabriel.
Same thing.
Gabriel.
They're all aren't there like real depictions of them, like weird machines and stuff like that? Like the description of angels in the Bible aren't like people, they're like weird, like one-eyed floating machine things. Is that a thing?
That's the Archangel Gabriel. I know less about the Bible than most people.
Let's see. Let's Google this. So if you're at home, Google what real angels look like. This guy's using Google Chrome.
You talking about yourself?
I am. It asked me. It always asks me who's using Google Chrome. Like, who the fuck do you think's using?
Yeah, I have that now too. I split my thing. What angels really look like? Holy shit!
That's what I'm saying.
Those are frightening.
Giles, can you see our screen?
Yeah, I can see it. What?
Do you see? That's what an angel looks like. Yeah, it's like a cat's face.
That's
with like
accurate. I don't look like that.
I don't look like.
That's not what I look like.
Why does Ezekiel look like there's like 7 rings around him? What?
Well, for those of you listening,
there's actually 9. I've seen it.
Oh, my cat just choked. But for those of you listening, joining us, always the bald, the beautiful, the Robert, and joining us from across the country is our good friend Giles. He's absolutely probably one of the most clueless people when it comes to paranormal things. So we're excited to have him on because he knows absolutely nothing about what we're going to talk about, and we want to get his reaction to some of the things we'll talk about tonight. So, Giles, you're excited?
Yeah, I mean, I really have no idea about any of this, but I also want to throw in there that I am bald, not quite as beautiful, but bald.
You've got better
shaven this morning.
You got better teeth than me and Bobby, so you might have a heads up. I included myself.
At least I could smile.
I included myself. Yeah.
Richard would not tell me it was being the guest tonight. No. So when Gabriel jumped into the chat, I was very, very stunned.
I figured this would be a stunner. Absolute banger. And plus, we wanted to do an episode where we just we're going to pull up a lot of really good source material, a lot of the heavy duty, the really reliable stuff. So we wanted somebody really smart in here. So guys, we're going to prove to you tonight the existence of a couple things, okay? But before we do that, just remind people we have a YouTube channel now that's easier to listen to, as well as our Spotify and a link tree that's on our Facebook. Easier, all the links are there. So, and if you ever want to be on the show or have an idea, message me or Robert, or if you want Bobby to write erotica for you, message us. He'll do that for you in a heartbeat. You will get to that, Giles. Don't worry.
Oh boy, sounds like it's gonna be fun.
Before we start, we do the current news because we like to talk about how shitty our world absolutely is. Russia has mounted troops on the border of Ukraine and is setting for a possible another invasion. So, just taking land by land, little by little. We had the Oxford school shooting in Michigan, where one of the students, his parents purchased a gun for him. They were called in that morning, shown drawings of, him shooting people. They didn't care. They didn't seem to care. And then the school let him back into class, and that was it. Kind of very preventable. And the fact that they charged the parents as a step in the right direction, at least. So, but what these parents were to be charged, and then they started to flee on the run, and they went to the east side of Detroit for. I don't know why they would go to the east side of Detroit, but
I keep reading. I don't know. I haven't looked up anything, so I don't know if it's 100% true or not. I keep reading that they try to get into Canada, but they're unvaccinated, so Canada refused them.
I don't know how true that would be.
But I don't know how true that is. I just keep seeing it in memes.
They were right next to the border, though. They were right next to Windsor. They were about 2 miles away from the bridge crossing. But, well, number one, you're a piece of shit because you gave your kid that gun. Number two, then you just left him in jail and just said, you know what, fuck this, and we'll go.
I'm out. I'm out.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I don't know much about that situation. So you're saying they gave the gun to him, or it was just available to him?
It was readily available.
Well, it looks like they gave it to him because they posted on like their Facebooks and stuff like, hey, we got our son this Christmas present or whatever. He posted it on his Facebook, like, or whatever social media thing it was. He's like, hey, I got my new toy today, and he was with his dad when they bought the gun.
And I'm sure were the parents aware of his threats?
The day before the shooting, he got caught searching ammo on his cell phone at school. I guess they emailed the mother. She didn't respond to the school, but she texted her son, LOL, I'm not mad, don't get caught next time. The morning of, they found drawings of like people being shot, and like he literally wrote out like, the voices won't stop, I can't help myself, blood everywhere. Parents got called in, and they just, both parties, the school and the parents, let him back into class. And then he shot people. They knew they just bought him a gun.
Was he skits?
I don't know. We don't know the mental health. I'm assuming there's probably some mental health involved, but
well, if he's talking about voices in his drawings, I don't know.
You would assume schizophrenia is that or bipolar. But no, it's easily preventable. Number one.
That's the sad thing.
Yeah, the parents were also, after it was all said and done, they sent him a text like, no, don't do it, and stuff like trying to cover
when they heard that
their own.
When there was an active shooter, they're like, don't do it. And the dad called the police right away. He's like, I think my son's the shooter. Like, well, you no fucking shit, you dumb fuck. Like,
wow.
It's like they were trying to get ahead of the.
That means they knew. They gave him the gun knowing that he could do that. That's they need to be charged for sure. Yeah,
and then you go online. A lot of people will make it political. The left makes it out that these parents were Trumpers and things like that, and the right will make it out that it's still their Second Amendment right. But buying a gun for a 14-year-old or 15-year-old, however old it was, is still a felony. It's still a straw purchase. You can't do that. You can't buy a gun for anybody else but yourself. So you
can't give a 15-year-old a gun.
It's common sense would say don't do that. I would say
clearly these guys don't have common sense.
Hunting rifles make sense. So far. Like,
that's a different story.
Yeah, you bought your kid a hunting rifle for hunting season. You bought your kid a 9mm. Like, what is he doing?
You got this crazy kid who's talking about shooting up the school. You buy him a handgun.
It's the magic of parenting. The magic of parenting. It's just lazy. It's just lazy, and that's just the way people are sometimes. But on to the next. Unfortunately, that's how bad it is. You just say on to the next thing because it happens so often. Belarus and Poland are in a conflict over a large amount of immigrants at the border, where Belarus is trying to push them into Poland. It's just a nasty sight where thousands of people are being used as pawns between two countries. Eastern Europe is not fun right now, but it's like the old days. And Michigan's in the college football playoffs, so congratulations, Michigan. Big news.
You had to put it in.
Big news.
I'm glad you finished that with some a happier story. Nice.
I did.
I got with a quick Google, I found some just some quick news headlines from the past, week or so. I just wanted to read a few.
No.
This one I like. Man tries to dodge COVID vaccine using a fake arm.
Excuse me?
He was using a dentist in Italy who needed a vaccine certificate, offered up a rubber arm in an attempt to evade the actual shot.
Imagine being
doctor, you just push a needle into a rubber arm. You're like, what the fuck is this, dude?
That if you're gonna fake it, just get the fake card. What are you doing? Like,
there seems to be easier paths to fraud.
Because you have to do that a second time too.
Yeah,
like you have to do it twice. Like
he has one arm under his gown and holding the fake arm in the other.
I would pay
Snowstorm forces customers, staff to sleep in overnight in IKEA, which wouldn't be too bad. I've always wanted to do that.
It depends who you're stuck in there with.
Well, it was in Denmark, so it probably isn't a bunch of Americans stuck in an IKEA, so it's probably
True, that's probably better.
As long as that kid from the Oxford shootings not in there.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
And broken toilet means SpaceX crew is using diapers. So good luck, guys and gals.
I mean, a 0G toilet probably is much better than diapers anyway. So I don't even know how that works.
There's a science.
There's a science. You're going to leave people with the worst cliffhanger about toilets ever, because there's no way we're going to be able to explain what the fuck you just talked about.
He can't explain how space toilets work. I'm not an engineer.
Got to say here.
Robert.
Space toilet.
Holy smokes! Is that what? Does it go around them like that? No. Okay. What is that?
What is it, like attached to their butt? Like, is it like strapped to them?
How does a space toilet work? In the absence of gravity, space toilets use airflow to pull urine and feces away from the body and into the proper receptacles. The crew uses a specially shaped funnel and a hose for urine and a seat for bowel movement.
Oh, like this.
Well, I mean, you could get one for as low as $4,500.
That's not
I can get a space toilet for $4,500.
Yeah.
Look at that one, Rich. That one that you sit on and you put your junk in a yellow cup. That looks like a sex machine.
It does look like a sex machine. It looks like that thing's about to jerk somebody off. It really does.
They get their seed that
might be worth the investment.
$4,500, dude. That's not bad.
Well, I mean, we're working on the important things technologically, right?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, that man threw up in his mask, it looks like.
And then the last one is former manager of DoD Aerospace Threat Program. UFOs are real, is what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Which isn't that what they?
What's that?
Oh, it's 10/11. Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
this is an old one. Jeez Louise.
It's a while. Yeah, that we pretty much know that UFOs are real. Like, that's not.
I don't know why that.
With the way the government
line is still at the top.
Pretty much said, "Hey, these are real. We know they're real now." So they're not.
Yeah.
By UFOs, do you mean like actually aliens, or is it just
the still unidentified aerial phenomenon or whatever?
They're things they can't explain. That the government's like, these are things happening that we have no clue as to what is going on. What would your view on that be, Giles? What would your view
on UFOs in general?
Yeah, like, do you think they're aliens? Do you even have a view on them?
I definitely believe that there are aliens. It would be pretty crazy for a universe this vast to have no aliens. But I think it's a different story analyzing whether they're on Earth or not. Or assessing, I shouldn't say.
Well, I think we've got some hardcore evidence tonight to show you that may prove.
Oh boy.
I
want to be convinced, because that would be cool. Like, I want to be convinced, but I'm also skeptical because, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of bad information out there.
No, we're not going to bring you good information.
Yeah.
What's that?
We dig through the weeds to get the good stuff.
The real stuff. You guys.
Famous last words. I mean, yeah, we're gonna do aliens in the second half. First half, I mean, the first half is the easy one. We're gonna bring you sources, and we're gonna talk about some Bigfoot stuff, guys. Do you have a view on good old
On
Harry and the
Bigfoot?
Hendersons? Yeah.
I mean, I grew up with Jeremiah, so I'm well aware of
Oh my
Bigfoot's
God.
existence.
Jeremiah,
I'm just kidding. I must say I'm not a believer in the Bigfoot.
Okay, well,
I think there's
this
a
will be
lot
an
of
easy one. This is an easy one for us to prove. It really is.
Simple.
I have my doubts, but I'm here for it.
Oh, good. Yeah, and Jeremiah is a big believer in reptilians and the interstellar old Atlantis government that fell.
So I'm guessing he believes in JFK's coming back too.
Well, we're not getting that far,
I don't know. I don't think he's that bad.
but maybe.
I mean,
I
that
think,
makes no sense.
So you're saying reptilians make more sense than JFK being alive?
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
New World Order
JFK
and
Jr.'s
everything. Yeah.
dead. Yeah.
What the hell did I get invited to here? Okay, let's go.
All right.
That's the spirit.
We're gonna throw you a softie first. So let's talk some foot. Okay.
Let's talk some foot.
Talk some foot. My favorite. This is my favorite, by the way. This is my number one. We're gonna go to Reddit first, Giles, because
always the great source of information.
yeah, we want
100% accuracy
on things. So this one comes from. I'm waiting for the user to pop up. You see a user? I don't. Oh yeah, there he is. Mystery 2021. He says, I know a lot of people have claimed Bigfoot is some sort of alien or interdimensional creature. Personally, I don't buy it, but assuming aliens come to Earth and abduct humans, mutilate cattle and goats, why would they leave Bigfoot alone? They might even take more interest in this creature since it's much more isolated, very intelligent, yet less so than humans. If I was an alien and I saw a 9-foot tall hairy creature, I'd be dumb not to take a further look. What do you think about that, Giles?
Was he saying that they should look at Bigfoot? Should they be interested in Bigfoot?
Yeah, he's saying instead of abducting cattle or humans or goats, aliens should abduct Bigfoot.
I mean, it depends on what they're looking for. If these aliens have been to several different planets and seen all sorts of different life forms, it would, whatever the most unique life form on the planet would be probably what they're most interested in, or the most intelligent to analyze, what they're dealing with here. So the humans are obvious for them to.
You would think, but mystery. Yeah, we're gonna get to that. Mystery 2021 things otherwise. I think that, like you said, if they've been over light years across the galaxy, I'm sure they've seen more interesting things than Bigfoot.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
but somebody else brings up a good point. Show me what you mean. Says they comment. Also, apparently, Bigfoot communicate telepathically. Wasn't there talk of aliens communicating the same way? Maybe aliens came down and voila, instant pals.
I mean, it's a pretty big stretch to say that something that isn't even proven to exist communicates telepathically.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, we've got a lot of first-hand accounts of Bigfoot communicating through the mind.
Yeah.
So they're the Star Children, Giles. People call Bigfoot the Star Children. They're an ancient race that's come back to help humanity save Earth from pollution.
Well, I already like them. I like how they sound. I hope they're real.
Kind of threw a fastball at you early, but yeah. I mean, I think that show me what you mean makes some sense.
Yeah.
I mean, if they both communicate telepathically, why wouldn't they communicate with each other telepathically?
I mean, in a world that Bigfoot exists communicating telepathically, yes, this makes sense, but again, that's a reach.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a reach, but
okay.
I believe firsthand accounts as far as I can throw them. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
yes.
But I mean, this is just a launch off discussion point. I think it's a good one. Because we know that Bigfoot exists. It's just, do they communicate telepathically? And if so, are they in talks with the aliens?
Well, we don't know that they exist.
Well, we do.
You're
We
talking
do.
about.
We do. We do.
There's plenty of evidence.
So we're just working on this as a given.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay, I'll play along. Here we go.
There we go.
Yeah, lean in a little bit.
Lean in. We have got another one from Reddit, and this is going to blow your mind. So,
I really doubt it.
You're asking for evidence, and I agree. There's some, but there's not a lot, right? So this comes from one, I think.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
So the obviously it says Bigfoot cannot be captured on film or photo. It is an interdimensional being? I don't know if that's a question.
That's the statement, I think. Statement of fact.
Statement. So Bigfoot only appears to people who have opened up their minds, hint, Giles, and broken free from the Ahrimanic forces that have taken control of the earth. The Bigfoot creatures can pass through dimensions and are living inside an invisible energy field that phones, cameras cannot capture. They have likely been on Earth for thousands of years, if not more. Bigfoot creatures do not interact with us because they know our minds are captured by demon spirits. I didn't read this one yet, so and that we are not ready to believe yet because our beliefs and ways of thinking have closed off certain parts of our brain. This is what scientists and logical thinkers can never understand. There are no Bigfoot sightings, air quotes. That's not how life works. That's the materialist, reductionist way of thinking, which believes that the way we solve the Bigfoot phenomena is to, air quotes, put bear traps everywhere and trail cameras. This is a logical brain talk. Bigfoot is not logical. It appears in invisible energy fields and cannot interact directly with human energy field because Bigfoot is an interdimensional mystical being.
See, this feels like a post that Giles made on his troll account.
I have no comment. Like, if this is the best you got on convincing me of Bigfoot's existence,
well, no. He does exist. So we're just talking about him being an interdimensional being, which I am fully subscribed to.
I think that's
why we can't catch him because he just zips in and out.
Well, let's start off small. Do you believe that there's other dimensions?
See, this is where you're going to get me because yes, I do.
Okay, so it's possible.
It doesn't mean
is it possible?
Because something's possible doesn't mean it is.
Well, we didn't think black holes were possible, but
here we are.
They eat other galaxies. That's less believable that there's a giant rip in space and time that eats other galaxies than just a hairy man that goes between the dimensions.
There's one eating our galaxy.
I'd rather be in the hairy man galaxy.
That's a good point. We don't know. We could be inside of another galaxy right now and not know it. Like our galaxies could be colliding and we wouldn't know.
No.
Crazy. But now we thought you were going to say that, Giles. So, he says, hello, Giles. Science admits that we only see about 0.005% of visible spectrum when we walk down the street or through a forest or wherever. So we're not seeing everything there is to see in the world. This percentage increases under the influence of certain drugs or even brain damage or mental illness.
I don't think there's any evidence of that, but okay.
I mean, hallucinogens, right? You can see.
I'm not sure that that's a wider range of the light spectrum, though. Might be other explanations to that.
We don't know. What is reality? What do you actually see?
Do we actually exist? Let's start there. I think, therefore, I am.
I think we do.
In that concept.
Yes.
And not only do we exist, but an interdimensional 9-foot tall prehistoric primate exists.
As long as he thinks he does.
Yeah, and on a spectrum that we can't visibly see. So
So
no pictures.
how far do you take I think therefore I am? Do you take that as a third person thing? So that if you say I think that Bigfoot exists, does that mean it exists to you?
No.
Well, isn't that just projecting reality?
I don't take it as like a metaphysical thing, though. I think it's a physical being that is wrapped in an energy field that can cross dimensions.
I mean,
I guess I should say that's what Udi Futi Fut.
Our first episode was about the Bigfoots and how they could teleport and move interdimensionally and talk, through the mind. And Richard completely convinced me.
Yeah,
there was
this one guy had seen a group of Bigfoot travel through an orange portal that opened up in the woods.
I can either believe a lot of scientific evidence. I can either put my faith in scientific evidence or some guy.
Okay, so
if
we start out with the basics, so the footprint evidence that we have.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
There's an Idaho professor named. There's a scholarly article here for you.
This guy needs his fucking his doctorate revoked.
He gets boom money because he's awesome. So if you want to, Giles, I'll give you some reading material. The Ichnotaxonomy of giant hominoid tracks in North America, or the taxonomy of Bigfoot tracks in North America. And he kind of breaks it. I'll break it down for you. He says they're real. That's what he says. This is published. This is peer reviewed by other scientists and published.
I mean,
look at that. Do you see that right there?
It looks like my foot,
but larger. Hence the name Bigfoot.
So, how big is this thing? Does it say on there? In his
look at those photos.
His results.
Look at that dump truck ass.
She's got a dump truck ass. She's got huge hairy
squats too. Oh man, he can squat a house.
Yeah,
probably.
But he breaks down like how it walks and everything just based on the tracks. I mean, that's this guy's whole job is to describe how primates walk. But look at that, Giles.
So some grainy black and white photo from 60 years ago is supposed to...
You're lucky we're seeing this because usually it's wrapped in an invisible energy field.
Yeah, I was going to say what happened to his other dimensional protection or whatever.
This one got caught.
He got caught.
We don't know.
Out for a second.
Got caught lacking.
Got caught. But so we'll start here and say they're real.
No, well, let's just say it. All right.
Now that we just got that out of the way.
The physical, even if they're just
I would need to read this paper. Is that 214 pages?
It's a scholarly article.
Yeah, but Jesus.
Yeah, because it's real.
Okay.
Yeah, you ain't getting no 12-page scholar article passed through peer review here.
Yeah, if you're at home, look up the Ichnotaxonomy of humanoid primate tracks or whatever the fuck in North America, whatever the fuck it is. It's by Jeff Meldrum. Look it up. It's the only scholarly article ever published on Bigfoot.
So hang on, I don't want to be counterintuitive to what we're trying to do here.
I don't think that's possible.
Isn't there only like one doctor that's published a paper on how vaccines cause autism, and did that get peer reviewed?
I don't think so.
He tested if it caused it, and it actually proved that it didn't. But
yes,
people run with that story.
Yes, so I guess I'm just
people misinterpret paper. Like if I pulled like this 2 sentences out of like this paragraph and be like, look, he says this.
Well, yeah, you cherry pick the article.
Yeah, that's
without any context.
That's what they do. But this one's foolproof, absolute foolproof.
Look at the photos he's got, dude.
Oh, it's
lips. Is that lips? What is that? What is that?
These are the certain genital lips of a female sapling.
Oh God!
Actually, I don't know. Actually, I honestly don't know.
It does look like it.
It does kind of look like it. Like she she got into a weird spot sitting down. But
I mean,
he's even got them. He's got them diagrammed out. So there's somewhere right here is the clip, right where the hand is. Right where the hand is. Okay.
Shit.
Now
we know the inspiration of his studies. Okay.
Give it a little tickle.
So I like the next story, Richard. You need to pull it up. I double clicked on it just because.
Oh yeah. So now, Giles, I'm part of a few groups on Facebook. A few highly respected scholarly groups on Facebook.
That doesn't surprise me in the least.
I can't access these ones.
So this is
I left that group. Knowledge.
You did.
It was literally blowing up my whole entire Facebook feed consistently. Like it was bad. So
yeah, I mean, Giles, if you ever want to see some real evidence, I'll invite you to this group on Facebook because it's got a lot of highly respected people.
I have enough things in my life tearing away at my IQ points.
Well, this will help expand your mind. But this gentleman, this is in the group Bigfoot, The Real Truth. It's on Facebook, obviously. He says, with all the technology, somebody has to have some great pictures. I've seen some pictures that made me say impossible. I've heard chatter that made me get in my car. I'm a realist. So this guy's he's not kidding around, Giles.
Yeah, this is like Giles. Giles is a realist.
Yeah, because he said it on Facebook.
My old man's a realist. Let's do it. Let's go.
Show me is my reality. The government has had to track these things by now, right? My conclusion is supernatural, shapeshifter, other dimensions, vortexes, light bending, mind reading. I mean, there's no way to ever catch it. And now you can obviously comment on Facebook posts. So everybody chips in here with some first-hand sources. Another gentleman says, this government has known for years. This is fact for me.
It's fact.
Fact. If the government ever admits Trump. They are real, alive, then they would need to protect them in the land they roam. So this is the big conspiracy here. If that happens, there would be no pipelines, no logging, no fracking. If the truth stays hidden, debunk that the term that this is poorly written.
They're not all scholars that have the first-hand relationship.
Yeah, this one's not the best example, but every turn the government has got to change nothing. They are prehistoric hominid. They would need to be protected. I speak idiot. So she's saying,
like as you're reading and you're like your brain's like trying to make it in the proper English. And
can't even. This one is so bad. But she's saying, so when they find an endangered species, what they do?
So you're saying that they found an endangered species and they're protecting it? The conservation.
No, they're hiding the truth because whenever you find like a endangered species, that environment around it has to be protected by federal law. So if you found a Bigfoot in Washington State, right?
Okay.
The whole timber industry would have to shut down because you wouldn't be allowed to take away their environment. Like the spotted owl or something, there was like a big controversy with that. Yeah. Like you wouldn't be able to ever use that land for logging. You wouldn't be able to use it for pipelines. You wouldn't be able to use it for anything.
I agree with this.
Yeah, the whole timber industry would shut down. So the government knows that they're real.
Yeah. But big industry is not letting that happen.
Yep. Yeah.
Wait, so big industry is not letting them protect them?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. The owls and stuff, yeah, because that's small. That's chump change. But when
can you give me a reason why they're hiding the existence of Bigfoot?
Well, the whole you wouldn't be able to use the timber industry wouldn't be able to use any of the half of the state of Washington because it would all be protected land.
Oh,
so they're sweeping it all under the rug to let them continue doing business.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we can just make up whatever. And
okay. Well, no, that's what they do for. Like you remember in Venango, they had that old bridge.
No, I understand that that's what they do, but
Yeah, I mean,
What they do with that? What was that old bridge about? They never put it back in because the waters are
there was
protected.
mussels.
There's
There was
mussels,
an
special
endangered
mussels.
mussels in there, and they couldn't like dig them up.
So
Oh
stupid.
wow.
Well, I just think they didn't want to pay for it. The road really wasn't.
No.
Bobby is a part of a species that makes like 50% of animals go extinct. Also, Bobby. So stupid that we protect them.
We
Fucking
need.
thing.
I didn't come here to get called out. I came here to just point out facts.
Now, Giles, I'm pretty non-biased, so I will say they don't need protecting. You know why?
Because they can move through dimensions.
Yes. Exactly.
So
why would they need protecting?
So you're saying her argument's dumb because government
Yeah.
doesn't need to protect them?
Obviously.
I'm sorry, I didn't pick up on the obvious.
Yeah.
The
I mean,
obvious
that's what we're here
fallacy there.
for. That's what we're here for. But now there is probably my favorite conspiracy ever is during the 1980s eruption of Mount St. Helens, there was like 6 dead Bigfoots that they carried away because they all burned alive and stuff, like in the fires and stuff like that.
I thought they were interdimensional. They could just fucking.
I'm just saying a theory that I saw the one time. It was funny.
Okay.
But during the volcano eruption, yeah, like a bunch of Bigfoot died and they had to like carry them away. It's a very big thing in the Bigfoot community. So
The Bigfoot community. I forgot about them.
well, we're gonna get to because you live in a different area, but don't worry, Giles, because
Well,
Are
he
there
lives in
Florida
the swamp.
sightings?
He lives in the.
Oh.
Are there swamp sightings?
They
Oh
call
man,
it
here we go.
they call it the skunk ape. I'm not sure where I have it in the links here, but I do have some sightings for you. Don't worry, I have a bunch of stuff.
But you're
I can
in.
look- I
Are
can
you in
Google stuff.
Tallahassee or?
Are you in
Yeah,
Tallahassee?
Tallahassee now. Yeah.
There wasn't as many in Leon County.
Oh, you know Leon County.
I googled
How the
where
hell did
I
you
googled
Google
where
me?
I googled Tallahassee County ? It's like Leon County.
Yeah, it's Leon County.
So, and this now back to that scholarly group, Bigfoot: The Real Truth. This gentleman asks, I wonder if Bigfoot structures. So people believe that Bigfoot builds structures like these, Giles.
Like lean-tos and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So like a fucking hut.
Yeah.
Yeah, huts
This
and like
interdimensional being that's greater than
Well,
humans
he's got
builds a hut.
He's got to live somewhere when he's
Yeah.
here.
so this and I'm piecing it all together like a beautiful 1,000 piece puzzle. Giles. Says, I wonder if Bigfoot
This seems like
structures.
a 4-piece puzzle and none of them fit together. That's what this seems like to me.
I wonder if Bigfoot structures have similarities like the pyramids with other dimensions and portals. So you know how the pyramids aren't like just stone structures; they're like.
So we're just pulling in ancient aliens as a fact too. Here.
Yes.
Okay.
So he's saying, what if these structures are ways for them to travel dimensions? What do you think about that?
You want me to believe that some mud
No, I'm not.
and leaves and sticks is an interdimensional like passageway?
Yes.
I mean, I'll take pyramids 1,000 times before I would do that. But I don't even believe in pyramids. So if that leaves you where I think about that.
Well, I mean, I think it fits. I think the evidence is kind of there that we've never seen these things. So they have to be going in and out of dimensions.
Or they just don't exist. I mean, Occam's razor, the simpler explanation is the true one.
Like I said, if Occam's razor was provable or true in any form, black holes wouldn't exist.
Richard, can you play this video for Giles? I think it's all the evidence that he needs.
You keep saying this.
That's true.
This
We're
is
gonna
great.
watch a video here, guys. Do you see Dave Shealy's 2000 skunk ape footage?
Is this the one that's in Florida?
Yeah, it's from
Yes.
the Smithsonian magazine.
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
You see, this is irrefutable
Oh,
evidence.
that's definitely Florida, yeah.
Okay. And
Look at
there's
that
a skunk
thing.
ape walking through.
That is fucking
Florida
massive.
terrain.
That has to be like 9 foot tall.
I don't know how you could. determine
mean?
that
Look
from
at
this
it.
distance.
It's like halfway up that tree right there. Holy crap. Now, I've never seen a human walk like that.
That's
I
insane.
mean,
Can you believe that?
it looks like a human walking in an ape costume. I can believe it.
And Dave Shealy looks like the person that you would think would be filming this.
Me?
Just want to let you know.
He looks like us, Robert.
No. He looks like a Florida Crocodile Dundee.
Okay, I gotta look up Dave Shealy now.
This guy might be your neighbor.
Good Lord.
He's lead skunk ape expert. So this is not a man to tread lightly on.
So Giles, in Florida, they call it the skunk ape. I have a
Okay.
good one to show you. Now this one
Does he smell or something? Is that what they call it?
Yeah, he reeks. Absolutely stinks.
Is it a different species? Is that the theory, or is it just
there's some theory
does the
that there's
humidity
like
make them smell or something? Like what?
I mean, there's like 4 different types of Bigfoot, but this was taken in Florida, Giles. Look at this.
Oh, that's a beautiful creature.
Look at that thing.
I wish it was real.
What do you mean? It's on a picture right there. He got caught. He got got. Look at that face.
He got caught.
Now, do you think that would be like
am I supposed to just accept this as fact? Is that how this works?
Look at this thing.
No, we're just giving you the facts, and
I've
then
I've seen every picture you show me before.
You're up to interpretation.
I think I've seen this before.
Like, look at the hands. That's pretty real. That face, that would be hard to fake.
Thing, dude.
That would be very hard to fake.
I've seen Disney animatronics that look better than that. I don't know.
What are you talking about? This thing like jumps off the screen. If you're at home, Google skunk ape and you'll see it. It's like hiding behind some ferns. Stuff. I don't know what those plants are called. What are they? Palms? I don't know.
What are these Florida leaves?
Florida leaf tree things. Those things.
That's a palmetto bush, I think is what it's called.
The big bush.
I've never been further south than Virginia, so I wouldn't know. I've got. Oh Jesus, this is.
Where's the Mason-Dixon line at?
Pennsylvania, Virginia line. This one comes again from the group. This gentleman see, I had bumped into this gentleman from time to time, but never had an occasion to really get to know him. There are people like that for all of us. He and his family lived 4 or 5 miles west of us, and the menfolk were hunters, and he was the best of the lot. I happened to bump into him in town, and the conversation got to a point where I mentioned I lived at the start of a forest road in an off-grid home we built ourselves. And I asked him if he hunted up that road. Not anymore, was his reply. And I said, not anymore, why not? I'd mentioned in a previous account my strange incidents up at the lake at the top that left me with plenty of reason to be watchful. Apparently, this gentleman had been hunting up there without success and was driving back down. Roughly a mile from the lake logging road, hugged a cliff face through old growth timber. This was a natural route to the valley below and access to a very remote ridgeline, north and south, that dissected this ugly remote landscape. Very few hunters went there. Anyway, my friend saw something in the road. Something until that moment was the butt of jokes and ridicule. Just like you had been given, Giles, ridicule. It was huge, dark in color, standing approximately 8 foot tall. It made no effort. It looked probably exactly like what we just saw. It made no effort to get off the road or even acknowledge he was there. All of that would have been enough to bring on goosebumps and a loose stool and wet breeches. But what the animal was doing was the capper and then some. It was tearing something to shreds and roaring and bellowing. So loud that Bobby's going to produce that roar right now. I'm gonna isolate that and put it at the beginning of the episode with the kind of intensity that makes laxatives unnecessary. He had no recourse but to stay in his truck and wait. And the time the Bigfoot dropped what was in its hand, focused for a moment on the interloper in the truck, and stepped off the edge and into the vegetation below the road. He collected his wits and slowly went by the spot the big guy had put on the show. On the ground was what was left of a soiled feminine napkin. Make of it what you want. This gentleman was a man afraid of very few things or places, hunted by himself far and wide. He assured me he would never hunt there again. I tried to convince him he'd likely never see him there again, but he wasn't buying it. Go figure. So he's saying this gentleman saw a Bigfoot ripping up a tampon by the side of the road. A bloody tampon.
My first question about the story is, who the hell recalls a story about seeing a Bigfoot and has such like descriptive language about it?
Well, wouldn't you? Like if somebody told you a story there and they were like 100% serious, like, hey, I saw this Sasquatch rip up a tampon on the side of the road and it yelled at me. Wouldn't you remember that for the rest of your life? I'd be like, holy fuck, that guy saw a Bigfoot rip up a tampon.
I mean, I probably would remember that too, but
see? Now, proof positive. Now,
I think that lands as proof.
This is what's the update from ESPN? I got there is another weird theory for Bigfoot that they are attracted to menstrual smells from women.
So
like bears.
Like bears.
Yeah.
Like bears.
So is this filling into that theory where they just like he found some tampons and he carries them around for
jacking off or whatever. Yeah, that's great. We're going to talk about the jacking off stuff later, but
what
I don't understand why interdimensional creatures are like.
Well, it's still a primate
at the same time. Yeah, but
it's still a monkey.
But how does it go?
But it would still have like sexual needs and stuff like that. We'll talk about that later, but
I prefer not. But I mean, if you have to.
Oh, you're in it. We already talked about him ripping up bloody tampons.
You're gonna have a lot easier time convincing me of aliens than this, because these are just.
You would think so. You would think so, Giles, but I found some
lack of logic behind these stories.
Now,
everything falls apart.
Do I need to pull up
a conspiracy theory based on another conspiracy theory?
Well, do I need to pull up the iconotaxomy of humanoid footprints in North America again?
I don't think so. I think we're.
I got it. It's a foot. You found a foot. Okay.
You found not just a foot, but a big
Sasquatch.
Okay.
What do we got, Bob? What I got? Do I got one more?
You got like
more,
3 more or something like that, but yeah, you really went all out on this, bud.
I did. There's a lot of evidence.
Also, is this that thatch house stuff?
That's the lean-to thatch house, yeah.
Now, if you walk through the woods, how can you explain just finding this?
I mean, I've hunted in things like that, but I didn't know they were Bigfoot's house.
Yeah.
You know, if I saw that, I think the last thing I would call it is an interdimensional portal. I'm pretty sure that would be pretty close to the bottom of the list of names I would give that structure.
You just aren't high enough when you're walking out the woods.
Yeah, you obviously do not open your mind enough to see. If you open your mind and took maybe some hardcore, really heavy drugs, you may be able to see visibly on the spectrum these portals coming from these lean-tos.
So hold on. You're telling me you gotta be on mushrooms in order?
Yeah, at least 8 or 9 doses of acid.
Mushrooms is like the baseline. Yeah, mushrooms is like the minimum that you would have to see these.
You have to be able to comprehend and understand and see the Bigfoot. Okay.
Yeah. Makes sense?
Which leads us into the next story where this child.
No. Bobby, do you want to read one here?
Yeah, I'll read the child encounter.
Is this what I have next? I do.
Of course, Bobby would want to read the child.
No, that's not okay.
Christ.
Jesus Christ. I redact that.
What a shot.
This is posted by Constant Flan 8509. I know that guy. Okay. You know that guy? Okay, yeah, so Bigfoot encounter when I was a child. When I was a child, my family and I went to a national park in Tennessee. Dad and I were walking a trail and enjoying the scenery. That's when about halfway through the trail, we started hearing noises and such, like some weird grunts. It's like some weird grunts and some trees getting hit. My dad told me it was probably some deer fighting because sometimes it can sound like that. So I didn't get worried, and he and I kept walking down the trail. Well, we get to a point where Dad's holding my hand because I was a scared little kid. So what else can you do? That's when we saw a reddish brown Sasquatch. No shit. It walked right. It walked right in front of us. Hang on. Right in front of Dad and me. And I remember Dad put me behind him as the Sasquatch walked across the trail. He looked at us. My dad's a bigger guy, quote unquote, being around 6'6" and around 275 pounds at the time. And it was about 7 to 7.5 foot. I asked Dad years later why he didn't tell a ranger or anyone. He said no one would believe us. And hell, I don't care if someone does. I'm just posting to see what you all think. Dad and I do have a lot of Native American heritage too, so I don't know if that means anything.
I don't know if that means anything. Let me just throw
What
this
does
in
that
at the end.
have to do? What?
Well, some people believe that Native Americans are more apt to seeing these creatures because they're, I don't know, some mystical mumbo
The
jumbo.
land?
Yeah, I don't buy into like that kind of mumbo jumbo.
Oh, that's where the line's drawn. Okay,
Native
That's where you
American
draw the
mumbo jumbos.
okay.
Now, and obviously this is
I love the people in the comments who they're just like accepting his story as true, just asking about
well,
like
yeah. I mean,
detail.
what about it makes you think? Now, see, slow setting
this-
2090. Yeah, most people may freeze up, being scared to move and grab their phones. I've seen a UFO go into a wormhole as well. I was working at the time, and we are not
Who
allowed
hasn't?
to have
Who hasn't
electronic
witnessed it?
devices.
Who hasn't?
Well, the first comment is funny because it's basically saying like, "Oh, where's the proof?" Blah blah, and then he says, "I never saw a Bigfoot, but my husband and I saw a UFO go into a wormhole. This was early 2000s, and our phones and cameras were inside the house." So, I mean, this is just normal everyday stuff here.
See, people see these guys, and like this Twinkle's Sweet Stars was just saying, "Hey, I don't know if that's true, but I saw a UFO going in a wormhole, so maybe it's true." And the other guy's like, "Well, I don't have any proof. I was a kid. My dad only had a flip phone, but what you said is stunning." So you can see the back and forth scientific discussion about, the validity of both their sightings.
Scientific discussion? What?
And that was posted 2 months ago. So
2 months ago, this is pretty recent. Well, I mean, the discussion was.
This
Sightings,
discussion,
not
yes.
so much, yeah.
I just love how like so very few people have ever seen these things, but to these people, it's just commonplace to see
Yes, there's people that see them.
spaceships
They're
going
like,
in and out of wormholes.
I've seen 10 Bigfoot last night. They all came to my house. So, some pretty good riveting evidence. So, I mean, he goes on to
With
say he's
air quotes around that evidence.
yeah. Well, I mean, he's got it down to a T here. He's like, I remember it being reddish brown. It was kind of peach, knacky face. It had long arms.
What the hell does that even mean?
Well, it means it's not a bear.
It's got a peach face. I think knacky is that dirty, grungy? No,
It must be.
having a knack, cunning, crafty, trickish.
Yeah.
Huh.
So he had a crafty face. He had a
Trickish.
Yeah.
So this
He's a-
one,
He's a troll.
yeah. And now this is going to stun you guys.
This is
So
gonna put you right in
I
your ass.
I highly doubt it.
a lot of
Oh, good
things
Lord.
that happen around the United States, there's huge things, huge amounts of unexplained missing person cases, especially in the U.S. parks and forests. Now, I am showing you a map, and you
Okay.
can do this at home, a map of missing person cases in the United States and U.S.
All
forests.
right. So
Now I'm
where
gonna
people
show you-
go in the forests.
I'm going to
Yep.
show you a same map of Bigfoot sightings.
So also
Holy
where
shit.
people go into the forests.
Yes.
Ridiculous.
So-
It's so weird that those would be correlated to each other. The forest
Before-
that people go into is where they would go missing and also see Bigfoot.
Yes. So, Richard, when I opened this and I looked at that map, I thought exactly what that guy was saying.
Yeah, and there's plenty of people here that, and I mean, guys, I don't know. This is R equals 1 correlation.
R equals 1.
R equals 1. Isn't that is correlation R?
Oh God, I don't know.
I think so. But I mean, look at this. Look at that. So, and obviously, people in here, this Riven Ender. If you were suggesting that Bigfoot murdered and ate them, I completely agree. That's why they never found DB Cooper.
Murdered? I don't think it's murder.
Now, this lunatic,
Absolute
lunatic, Pickles Man 11.
He's just in here trolling.
Yeah, what a troll. Traffickers are using Bigfoot costumes so no one believes witnesses.
Oh God. So rather than just putting the obvious fact that this is fucking insane, this guy creates some other crazy conspiracy to explain it away.
So,
yes.
Yeah, I mean,
you hit the nail on that. I do want to see this relevant.
What do you got, Robert?
XKCD. There. Yep.
Oh no, that's just some troll.
This Bigfoot Society, man. I'm envious.
Envious of what?
They have like a passion and something that's so.
Well, these people have been burdened by.
Yeah. I don't know if
the truth.
You know when have you ever heard the stories of people admitting, that they've worked on UFOs, seen UFOs? Everything plummets for them. Everything just goes bad. So these people have the burden.
The government is not going after Bigfoot sighters. That's not.
Well, obviously, it's weighing
on their soul because
they need to tell somebody. Yeah,
big logging.
I mean, these are all people that are like Bob
big
Lazar,
logging.
Now they're already heard enough because the paper industry isn't used as much with all digital media and things like that. I mean, you've got to protect what's left.
If people know about Bigfoot, their entire industry will go under.
It's over.
What will they have left?
Exactly.
You've convinced me.
They'll have hemp.
I can't.
Hemp.
Hemp. Let's switch over to hemp. We'll be fine.
What is this thing? Oh my God!
Did you click on a porn link?
I'm looking at this link right now. Jeez Louise.
Which one? The alien one?
The beef fro, yeah.
Oh, this one is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna read this whole fucking thing.
No, don't.
Now, Giles, you live down
wait, is Bobby admitting that it's bad?
No, I was scrolling through the article and it's so much good evidence. I was just like really mind blown.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's pretty deep. So this is from BFRO.net, the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, ran by a man named Matt Moneymaker. These
people are lucky they live in America. Good Lord.
Oh no, the Bigfoot sighted all around the world.
There wouldn't be organizations in China.
Oh, there is. Oh yeah, the urine? Yeah.
Oh God, he knows them.
Of course he knows them.
They actually believe in Bigfoot more over there scientifically than we do. So now, guys, we wanted to get.
They also believe in dragons, so I don't. Don't give me that silence.
So we wanted to find something close because the skunk ape is true and dear to your heart. The first theory about the skunk ape is a pretty dumb theory. Back in the 70s, when people tried to own exotic animals, a lot of people realized they couldn't own chimpanzees because obviously they will tear your fucking head off.
Chimpanzees are a little bit aggressive, yeah.
Yeah, so they let them loose in the Everglades. So people think that this skunk ape is just, these chimpanzee groups that were let loose in the 70s, which makes no sense. But we're going to give you a Class A sighting, which I think Class A means they actually saw it, from Broward County in Florida. Okay?
Yes. That's Miami, I think. Right above Miami.
So in 1974, I was 12 years old, visiting my sister, M, and her family in Davie, Florida, with my cousin. He's just going to name him A, who was 15 at the time. One night, we were sleeping on a pull-out couch in the sitting room when we smelled something like a skunk, only worse. Oh, hi, Winnie. Winnie. We asked my sister what it was. She said it was a skunk ape, and he comes around in the hottest summers. We didn't believe her, obviously. So we asked our friends, and they said it was real. One night, while we were sleeping, we seen a huge shadow come across the picture window. Then it turned and looked at itself and let out a blood-curdling scream that scared us half to death. Well done. Well done. Then it turned and walked to the side of the house, and we followed it by going to the side bathroom. There it squatted down to eat a wild watermelon. Then it went to the back of the house to a man-made lake, squatted down and drank some water. A few nights later, the beast attacked a wild horse in its corral, but the horse got away by jumping over the corral and ran off into the pasture. Rancher came out and took a few shots at the beast, but it got away. When the horse came back, it had fingerprints on its hindquarters, not scratches, but finger marks. A few nights later, the beast came back and killed a farmer's bull. The farmer took a few shots at the beast, but
okay, Bigfoot are tough and all. They're not gonna fuck with a bull.
It's a 9-foot tall primate. It would rip a bull in half.
No, the bull would kill.
Imagine the shocking knee it would just give that bull.
It would, yeah. It has fists. Did you not see? Here, let me reread it.
It's not going to stand a chance.
Let me reread it. When the horse came back, it had fingerprints on its hindquarters. Not scratches, but finger marks. Direct quote from whatever this guy is now. And I'm not going to read the whole thing, but this is followed up by an actual legitimate investigator, R. Monteith.
Okay.
He says the report's very interesting because he grew up in the area of the skunk ape. And the summers of 1971 and 1974 is what got me interested in the Bigfoot subject. Much of the activity was confirmed in a newspaper. See below. See, this investigator, do you see the picture? This is an accurate drawing of what they saw that night, Kyle.
Imagine that thing just hammer fisting down on a bull's head, dude.
Now, this is
corrected. Corrected. That would fuck a bull up.
It really would. Now, this is a map of where they saw the skunk ape. You see, skunk ape spotted front window.
Oh, it even has it labeled. The place.
Yep. Stopped and ate a watermelon, drank from pond.
It was just in the neighborhood, just rolling around.
Yeah.
Look,
I see houses there.
Boys got to eat. Now, see, there's some skunk ape sighting newspapers here from Boca Raton News. A posse hunts Everglades ape from the St. Petersburg Independent. Woman says she saw a 5-foot Everglades ape in the Ocala Banner Star.
Is that a child or something?
Eek! There's a 5-foot ape on the patio, dear.
Oh.
You're gonna save that image. But look at all that evidence. See? Would you not be terrified if you saw that?
I mean, yes, if I saw something like that, I probably would be terrified.
Oh, that's the investigator right there. Lovely lady. Lovely lady.
I mean, everybody looks lovely until you find out the work they do.
Well, let's see. Ree Monteith has had a lifelong interest in Bigfoot and has an extensive background in outdoor land and ocean survival as well as mountaineering. Trans-sailed the Atlantic, backpacked in remote places, and has climbed 3 of the 7 summits. Studied international relations at Florida International University as a financial and real estate consultant. She's participated in a bunch of expeditions, blah, blah, blah.
I'm supposed to trust a real estate agent on this?
She's featured as a Doe, expert on the Science Channel's television show Strange Evidence for seasons 2 through 5.
Oh boy.
Yep. So absolutely astonishing that this lady, her life work is
she's just doing God's work.
yes. But
she eating pork.
my goodness gracious. Well, I mean, obviously Sasquatch has got a taste for beef.
Oh
Right.
yeah, he likes cows. Yeah. I mean, I don't
Look at
blame
that.
him.
Absolutely. I would shit my pants if I saw that in the window.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain I would too.
So I want you to be safe down there, guys, because you're in a heavy area for
Yeah, somebody just broke into my neighbor's apartment
Did you-
last night. Or tried
somebody or something.
Did you see this article at the bottom of that page?
I did not. Which one? The Eeks? There's an
No,
ape
no.
on our patio, dear.
On a BFRO.net page.
I read a bunch of them, the Giles.
But on the bottom, related media articles.
He's bashful.
He smells Sports Illustrated.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's some. I didn't read this though. I just
Anyways,
saw it
continue on.
was bigger than Daddy.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah.
I just saw Neanderthals. Isn't there a theory that they're like the descendants of Neanderthals?
There's a couple theories. There's a couple.
Isn't that a missing link theory at that point?
There's one. It's called the Gigantopithecus. Was like it was an actual animal, like a long time ago that went air quotes went extinct. That it could be Neanderthals. They say there's Neanderthals in Russia. People in Russia are like, yeah, they're fucking up in the mountains, in the caves and shit, stuff like that, or some type of offshoot of our family tree. Not a missing link, because we understand evolution better than that. But so, guys, that's a wrap on
I'm glad
Bigfoot.
that some science actually made it into this conversation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Neanderthals were real. We know that.
Or Bigfoot.
Yeah. Now, we're going to switch gears here. I mean, Bigfoots could be aliens, right?
So
clearly, I mean,
the shoehorn.
if they
this
can
right
be
into it.
interdimensional creatures, sure, they can be aliens.
Wouldn't
It's probably-
you consider them aliens at that point if they were interdimensional beings?
You'd have to.
I mean,
Alien to
that's
us.
by our definition of aliens, yeah.
I mean, it's probably more plausible, Occam's razor, that they're aliens.
I would agree with that.
So, Giles, your thoughts on aliens is they exist. They probably exist just because of the sheer gigantic size of our galaxy and ever expanding. That there's no without a doubt that there is some form of alien life form out there.
Yes,
Good.
Okay.
for sure.
Because
I mean,
No, we
I
just-
can't tell you whether they've been here or not. It would really depend on whether
I can.
travel
Well,
from wherever they're at.
That
here is
matters on
possible.
their type
Yeah.
of civilization and
Yeah.
all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Now, I can tell you that they've been here because I am part of a group where people share their alien abduction stories.
I love how their cover photo is just so
like
convincing.
1990s.
I think those are the same aliens that were in the South Park game. I'm
It
not
does, it looks
sure.
like it. This comes from the Alien Abduction Research Community and Support Group. So these group of people help each other survive the harrowing events that they've went through. Now, this young lady states, I was pregnant with a gray alien.
Oh,
This
Lord.
has left me in trauma, which I cannot explain. Most people think I'm crazy when I tell them this.
Yeah, most people.
So this other lady, it's the same. I
Of
feel your
course.
pain. This other lady, I believe you, to go through something like that and not to be believed would be very hard to deal with.
What happened to the baby? Like, we would
What do you
have
mean?
evidence.
So usually what happens is they are used to make alien human hybrids, and then the aliens take the baby.
Also, they abduct him like and give birth to
Impregnate
the
him
baby,
and-
like force
Yeah.
birth it or
Yeah.
something.
Here, I'll show
But
you.
you-
This
I
guy's
mean-
got it. This guy's got it broken down.
Oh,
Most
You've seen
hybrid,
X-Files.
I'm glad Valerie's here. Thank you, Valerie.
most hybrid babies are gray hybrids. I understand how you feel. I was aware of several and found out I have a total of 5. Upon further investigation,
what?
I learned- She said,
What?
I was aware of several and found out I have a total of 5.
Oh,
Upon
God.
further investigation, I learned that some people are allowed to meet with these hybrids via dreams or in person through meditating. However, in cases like mine, I am not able to meet them because I already have children, therefore it would hurt me to meet them. It does leave an empty feeling, especially when you know, while hatedly, that it was a real experience.
I feel for her.
Yeah.
Okay,
This person's had
I
3
even
hybrid
believe in
children.
aliens. This is
This got to meet 2 of them. They are both amazing beings. Each one is a different race. Not at all what I was expecting when I asked to meet them. So it's obvious that the aliens are using us to create hybrids.
Yes.
so obvious.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
I
what do-
suppose if you have the technology to,
Farm
come
us.
from some faraway planet to
From
here,
some faraway planet.
okay, to visit from a distant planet, you would have the ability to create a hybrid. I actually agree with that.
We're getting there. We're knocking them
As
down.
crazy as that sounds, they would have the capability. Now,
Yeah.
capability does not mean you would do it.
They're probably bored.
So I got the next story
You
here.
got the next one?
Yeah. This is from user Night Deep 1981. This is on Reddit on r/abductions. So anyone else having a quote unquote job with the Greys? I've had encounters where they tell me it's time to work as opposed to play. I have the feeling that this work
Blaming.
entails. I have this feeling this work entails catching human spirits and glowing brightly. Both very silly sounding when I type this, but I wondered if anyone else has a job like this or some kind of other purpose with them that's not normally discussed.
Ugh.
So that doesn't really make sense. But the first,
As the Archangel Gabriel, I can
It's-
say
It is.
I share a similar
the
job
first
of
comment
catching glowing spirits.
the first comment really kind of puts it into perspective. He links a video and he says, though his decades of interviews, Dr. Jacobs has found that abductees who are helping hybrids assimilate into societies throughout the world. So there are people with jobs, and they're helping the hybrids assimilate back into human life.
What do the hybrids look like? Do we have? pictures
Well, they
of this
probably just,
guy?
I mean, if they're assimilating back into human life, they
They're-
probably look just like
I believe there is. I've seen some.
us.
You've seen them?
Not
Like in
personally,
person?
no, not a fucking crazy weirdo.
What was that alien gray manic panic? What was that?
I don't know. This is
Wow.
yeah, like
Look
this.
at that.
See,
I
have
mean, I
this.
guess that's about what I would imagine.
I have this
Yeah.
book.
Well,
By the way,
it seems, the problem is, it seems like they're using the blending theory of evolution, which was
I have that
disproven
book
in the
too.
early 1900s. So I'm not really sure this is how it would work, but okay.
What do you mean? Science. If this effed and that effed, it would get this.
No, that's like blending. That's not how fucking
We don't
traits
know
work.
because they're so advanced. They could
Uh,
look like this.
I suppose you could just answer anything with they're so
That's a beta
advanced.
fish. That's a
That is
beta fish.
That is a beta fish. It could look like like this.
I mean, you never know. You never know.
Oh, here's
Is that
some
Charlie
drawings.
Manson? No, is that Saddam Hussein?
Yeah,
Who is that?
no. Some con man.
Oh,
Here's some drawings, Giles. That's what they look like.
Oh,
Alien
okay.
human hybrids. A
I-
plot to conquer Earth? Question mark? Yeah, see?
If you're
Look,
trying
it's
to conquer
wrapped-
Earth, what?
wrapped up in a
How are
little blanket.
hybrids gonna get you there? Like what?
well, you have to start somewhere.
See? Oh, there's a cute one. Look at that little family.
I mean, it's like the reptilians. I mean, they just disguise themselves and move right to the top, and then they
Yeah.
can control the masses. So
I didn't realize I joined this channel and how crazy you guys were.
What do you mean?
This
I'm not getting where you're coming from.
This,
Do you not
this
see
is,
pictures
this
that
is
I'm
just
showing
true to
you?
you guys. Okay. It's not even like you guys debate about it or think like, well, this is an interesting
Oh, we
story.
have
Maybe
theories
there's a
at the end.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
didn't say we subscribe to this.
So do you believe that there's hybrids?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you do subscribe to them.
The Bigfoot
We're not in
one.
theories yet.
The Bigfoot one, yeah, we're not doing theories yet. We'll breeze through aliens a little bit because I think we've been on.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this next man, this next one,
Take it, Bob.
it's very.
You guys came
We're
well
gonna have
prepared,
to-
I must say.
Our outlines are usually
Richard
like 6
is-
pages. Yeah.
Richard is doing a very good job on the outlines. So this is more of a visual post, but it's by user William D44. And it's called pin like holes with no blood or pain, grid like pattern. Have I been abducted? ? So it's a picture of this man's back, and it's right about where his lats are, and there's just rows of pins, kind of like looking like you laid on a bed of nails, and it left an impression and the red marks on there.
Yeah.
There's like so many explanations to that.
So
Okay.
I mean, I don't. This guy's just trying to get some. He said he found a meteorite with heavy silver with fusion crest. So I think he's just really trying to grasp at straws here. I think this is fake.
Boy.
I think it looks like it looks like an allergy test, and also he just laid on something that it's like Winnie has a ball that has a bunch of spikes on it. That's what it looks like you like laid on. So this guy's just
Are you
trolling
saying
around
that
on the alien abductions.
you have the same problem?
No, I could recreate it. Is all I'm saying.
I'd like to see you try. What do you think, Giles? What do you think of this picture?
I think he laid on something last night.
I don't know. I think those lines
was-
are pretty uniform.
I was super stoned and passed out last night.
Which would make
and
sense
I woke
about
up
laying on something.
and all these marks are on me. No, yeah, this is where are you getting this? What are you doing here, Richard? This is,
What do you mean? Look at that.
I love
You
it.
even lost Bobby with this one, Rich.
Look at that.
He's been going along with your huts
No,
being
I,
interdimensional
for one,
portals.
after
Okay?
reading-
He doesn't even buy this.
I'm just saying, guys, when this happens to you, you're going to want somebody to listen to you.
Oh god. I
Now,
love
this,
you guys.
like Bobby said, this guy found a meteorite infused with silver. Fused
Yeah, but he
with
didn't even
crust.
go into any details with it. He just said that.
He got one upvote, too.
That's himself.
Oh, God.
When
Oh, I
you
had to
post
sign
something,
in.
you get when you post something, you get one, and then somebody else is like, "Oh,
Yeah,
okay, that's pretty cool."
Yeah, I mean, I think that we'll put it in the plausible column.
This next one, Richard, you're really pulling these ones out.
What do you mean?
Holy shit!
I can't wait. I can't wait to see it. I'm excited.
You go ahead and read this one.
I'm
Just-
excited.
Yeah, I got it. Let me wait for the user guide.
I
on.
just read the title. I'm sorry.
So this one comes from Valkyrie. Why? Fiber optic cable growing out of me? Question mark. Does anyone else get the thin gauge fiber optic cable looking lines coming out from deep inside of your navel? Mine comes out kind of in knots of the stuff. I'll be pulling a knot out soon enough and sealing it in a sterilized jar because the stuff tends to disappear. I'd like to have a mass spectrometry done on it. It moves around in my abdomen before it starts coming out of my navel. Both the movement and the removal are nauseating. This will be my third knot removal since I joined the project 12 years
Oh
ago.
my gosh!
Project? What project?
Is somebody
Isn't this like a scene out of the Matrix or something? Or
That does remind me of that little thing that they were trying to find inside of them that was swimming around, that little nano.
that
Oh,
makes
thing.
sense, yeah. If they're aliens, they would have some type of weird nano fiber technology.
ooh, I'm interested in what this person posted. Let me Google real fast.
More
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
so somebody had suggested very helpfully, Ryan Hamilton 1, look up something called Morgellons disease. Sounds
I just
familiar.
did. Morgellons disease is an uncommon, poorly understood condition characterized by small fibers or other particles emerging from the skin sores. People with this condition often report feeling as something were crawling on or stinging their skin.
Let me see some of this. I need to see a picture
Really,
of this.
actually, I have the.
This sounds interesting.
I've never heard of this. Ew! Oh my god! Ew!
Wow.
Oh my Jesus! What is that?
That,
Why is it just a bunch of parasites?
Oh,
yeah,
oh.
it looks like it.
See, you see these fiber optic cables? So
No,
it's
shut up.
true.
It's
Look at
not-
this. Do you see that? That is not
If I saw
natural. You
that
can't
on my
tell me that
body,
right there is
the
natural.
last thing I would say is that it's fiber optic cables coming out of my flesh.
Excuse me? If you're at home, Google Morgellons disease and tell me
I
that's
could
natural.
see it. I could see it.
Well, I'm
I
talking
see
about
what
the
you pulled up.
audience. But, yes.
Oh, okay.
But no, guys, you can't tell me that's natural. Bobby, you
It
can't tell me that's
obviously
natural.
is.
I don't know. I've had wire wheels stuck in my skin and stuff like that from just random pieces of metal.
Have they crawled out of your skin?
Well, your body rejects them eventually. They'll push themselves out like a splinter.
Yeah.
But what if
They
never...
don't look like that though.
Exactly. Yeah. Ugh. Oh my god.
That does look disgusting.
Yeah.
All right, man. I don't want. No, I'm good. These
That's
just
interesting.
See, I told you that's. I only bring the hard stuff. I only bring the proof. My cat's yelling, "Get the fuck out of here, cat!"
I'm sorry that I'm not a believer, guys.
um,
So
do you
it sounds to me
No,
like
you're fine. This
Bob
is all scientific discussion.
yeah, that's scientific, sure. It sounds like Bob is less believing in aliens than he is Bigfoot, which I find interesting.
well,
It is kind of
No,
hard to sell this
okay.
for like an hour and a half.
Hang on.
Giles.
hang on. I'm more believing in aliens than Bigfoot. It's just what Richie has for these sources are a little skeptical.
Okay, well,
And
give
the
me-
Bigfoot ones worked? What?
No, well, hang on. Yeah, no.
Now I had very good drawings and pictures for the Bigfoot one though. You saw this tree structures, Giles?
Tree structures? What?
The tree structures
You
Of
saw the
what?
lean-tos?
for Bigfoot?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty convincing.
That it's an interdimensional portal.
If you're not high enough, you can't see it. Obviously.
Okay.
I like that Rich he just leaves
Look,
it with
if I need to
it's
be
interesting.
like
It's
on
interesting.
heavy LSD in order to comprehend the things you're trying to bring to the table,
Okay,
I'm
well,
denying them. Okay.
let's see. All right, let's slow
I'm
it down.
never going to
here.
be that high.
I gave you one scholarly article,
Okay.
a bevy of pictures